I think she needs her own channel. This video is a tag video. I was tagged from my buddy Justin over at Survival Mindset in the 3 most sentimental knives tag. What are your 3 most sentimental knives? Well, I will tell you this. Any knife that was made for me or gifted to me is in that category. So, if you've gifted me a knife or made me a knife, it's very sentimental to me, and I will always, always keep that knife. I really had to think about this because, well, you know me, the old knife addict, I have a ton of knives. And it was hard, for various reasons, to pick out my 3 most sentimental. But when it came down to it, there was one for sure. And I know y'all are going to know what knife that is, but there is one, and that is my number 1, so I will save that for last. So, I guess my 3rd most sentimental. All right, we got to put you on my lap. Come on right down here. Would be this. This isn't going to work well. This is the knife I made from beginning to end, meaning I annealed. It was made from a file. I annealed it. I shaped it. I changed the style of the knife several times, and I finally came up with a little neck knife because it was from I'd say a medium-sized file. So I annealed it, I shaped it, I heat treated it, and I tempered it. So it went the full gambit of knife making. And it's an awesome little neck knife, and I've been using it a lot, but it's still really, really sharp. So that would be one of my most sentimental knives because I did it from scratch, went through the whole process, and I even made the Kydex sheath for it. I'm pretty proud of it. I've made a couple knives before that, but they weren't heat treated. They weren't that good either when I think about it. And you know, the thing is, I really wanted to send this knife to several people, but I couldn't part with it. So that told me that it was sentimental. You cannot play with knives. You don't have any thumbs. My 2nd most sentimental is this, and I hope you can see. It says US on it. This knife is from my military years. It was issued to me in my first deployment in the late 80s. And it came in a kit. I don't know what kind of kit it was. I'm thinking it wasn't a survival kit, but I could be wrong. It's made by Camillus. It has this blade. There goes Happy Feet. Bottle opener. Flathead screwdriver. Let's see here. And a can opener. And that's all that's on this blade. Nope, I lie. And it's got like an awl. But this was issued to me, like I said, on my first deployment, and it's not like, you know, it stopped a bullet or anything like that. But I've had this knife since the day I got it. I've moved around a lot of places, and for this to last me through 20 plus years of Army service is amazing because I lose a lot of stuff. This knife was always with me everywhere I went. It just became a staple, either in my, well, back then they were Alice packs, or what else were they called? Like the small waist rucksacks and all that stuff. It went through a lot of transitions. It's seen a lot of places, and it's just very, very special to me. So that's number 2. And my number 1, oh my goodness, most sentimental knife. And I know y'all are waiting for it. because I put it in every video when it comes to favorite knives and most special knife. And that is, you'll recognize it, a Tom Chitwood Old Hickory mod. Boy, this cat. Come here, baby girl. Come here. This, she's just relentless. Oh my, I'm gonna have to do a little maintenance on this knife. I don't use it. This knife is the very first Old Hickory knife that Tom ever modified. This goes back to 2 or 3 years. I had just subbed to his channel. This is way before I even started doing videos. And I saw him doing the mod on this knife, and I'm like, I gotta have it. So I think I hit him up on some messaging platform, and I'm like, I love that knife. Do you want to trade? And he said right away, yeah, I'll do a trade. You know, so I had a, oh, what the heck was it? I think it was a Boker survival knife, and he didn't even care what the knife was. He was going to give it to his, I think, a son or son-in-law. And so we agreed on the trade, and now I have another one in the picture. Come here, Alex. I'm sorry, guys. So we did the trade. He sent me this knife, and he's like, don't send anything out to me until, you know, you see it and, you know, you like it and all this other stuff. So I was like, okay. And in the meantime, he had mentioned in a video, I think it was the same video as this, what his favorite knife was. But at the time, you know, he couldn't purchase it. So I got online, ordered it, and sent it to him. And my belief was, well, if I got what I wanted, he should get what he wanted. And at the time this all took place, it didn't just start a friendship, but it started a kinship. And Tom and I have been friends since we've done this trade. Now he's on to making custom knives, but yep, this is the knife that started it all for Tom. And I bet since this knife, he's probably done, I don't know how many other Old Hickory. You gotta poke an eye out, son. He's done several, if not 100 or more Old Hickory mods. So I did get a second one from him that I do use. And these were the sheaths he was sending out with them. There's like a bit of plastic soda bottle in there to protect the nylon. So this is my most sentimental, not just because it's the first knife Tom started his craft with, but because it came from Tom. And he's very special to me. And damn it, someday we're going to meet Tom and we're going to make knives together. So there you go, Justin. Those are my 3 most sentimental knives. Now I've got to tag 3 people. I'm going to tag my partner in crime, Mr. Dean O. He's got some awesome knives, some great knives. So I want to see your most 3 sentimental knives, Dean. I'm also going to tag my buddy Mark over at MCK Willie. He's got some great knives too. I want to see your 3 top sentimental knives, Mark. And I'm also going to tag, see, I can't remember who's been tagged and who hasn't been tagged. My other buddy, Todd Parnaby. I want to see your top 3 most sentimental knives, Todd. So, that does it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this. So, Dino, MCK Willie, and Todd Parnaby, you've been tagged. All right, guys. Have a great day. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.